So Instagram kicked me off.
Oh,
They said I couldn't play no music.
I don't blame them.
But I don't understand how everybody else get away with playing music, but I played 30 seconds of music and they like,
They don't like you.
Clearly, because you be on live DJing.
I do.
You special. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start because I had the last live going and get the people that are they coming back in now. All right. Well, Clint, thank you for sitting down with me. For those who don't know, I am Tia. I'm your host with Talks with Tia. I have Clint Coley with me. Clint, I'm gonna let you pretty much introduce yourself, just in case they don't know who you are.
Okay. My name is Clint. Stand-up comedian, writer, actor, producer, whatever you want to call it. Just all around, I'll be having fun, man. I'll be having fun. Like I don't like when we say somebody's a comedian, actor. I just be having fun. I make shit that I just have fun. I have fun. I just have fun.
Well, what you been doing during quarantine? Having fun?
Yeah. So I bought some turntables during quarantine.
Oh.
That's what I did. That was my major move. I bought turntables during the quarantine. I bought turntables. I put out a web series while I was during quarantine. Literally, like I think maybe a couple of weeks after it hit, I had this idea of a guy and a girl. Speaking of that, my man Tony should know. He's the one who directed it. He's in here. About a guy and a girl who they quarantined together, but they each other's side piece. So that was a good little project that we did. Something cheap, didn't cost as much to do, and we literally just it was literally just the three of us. So that was fun. You know what I'm saying? Even filming in my house and trying to be creative to film different scenes. Just with one camera and one angle. Like you know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been doing. I just been trying to stay as creative as possible. And not letting it get to me or whatever's going on, outside of this house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all stuck in the house. You glad NFL back? You been watching football?
I watch it, but I mean, I could have lived with or without it. Like, it didn't matter. And also, I shouldn't be actually doing this fucking interview with that stupid ass shirt you got.
Wait, hold on. Whoa.
That shirt's stupid. Like,
don't do that.
I'm not even being funny right now. Like, I'm from Philly.
So you're an Eagles fan.
I despise the Dallas Cowboys. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys.
First of all, we're America's team.
How are you? First of all, you're racist. You want to go there?
Excuse me?
Your owner's racist. Do you want to have that conversation or not?
No, we'll have it a different day. We're still America's team. You either gonna hate us or you gonna love us.
You're not.
I wore this shirt because I'm a proud Cowboys fan. Right. Thank you. We them boys. Period.
I know you ain't want a damn thing. And how old are you?
31. Don't do it. I was like 7.
The last time y'all won a Super Bowl, you were literally 7 years old.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, but
the last time we won a Super Bowl, I was 30.
Okay, but y'all got how many?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
What did you do? What have you done lately?
It doesn't matter. We got 5.
It does when you dating a man, it's about what he did lately, right? You're not tripping off of what a man did 5 years ago. You want to know what is he doing today, right?
What I'm not gonna let you do is disrespect my team.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna come prepared, if you're gonna come to an argument, you better have.
But see, I'm not even trying to argue with you. There is nothing to argue about because Cowboys. Period.
Okay. Next question.
All right, you silly. All right, so this is probably gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so since you think you're so funny,
I think I'm so funny.
What made you become a comedian? Like what? Like when did you find out that you? When did you find out that you thought
I thought I was funny. A couple years. This was back in 2007, man. I was in college, and there was this girl that I liked, and I liked her, and she didn't like me. She actually liked a friend of mine. They ended up getting together and having a baby, I remember she used to, when you like somebody, you always be like, oh, he's so funny, and I'm like, this nigga's not that funny. So I was hating, I'm not gonna lie. So long story short, I ended up, he said one day, he was like, yo, if you think I'm funny, I'm gonna go tell some jokes at the comedy club in Philly called the Laugh House. And I'm like, well shit, I'm gonna go tell some jokes too. So I showed up. He didn't. It didn't go that well for me, and that's putting it lightly. And but I just kept doing it because it was something fun. It was fun. It was fun.
So when you say it didn't go well, you didn't get the girl. Like, what do you mean it didn't?
Well, I'm the godfather of their love child. So no, I did not.
Hold on, wait.
Because her and I ended up becoming like really good friends. Like she's like one of my best friends now.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
That's a pretty interesting inspiration story, you know?
It wasn't really inspirational. Like it was more so like I was just trying to impress her. And when I realized that I couldn't impress her by doing shit like that, you end up, so what happened was after I got through it for about 8 weeks, I finally got like, cause I was getting booed. I'm gonna just say that.
You got booed?
Yeah, nigga, yes.
Oh.
I'm from Philly, my bad. We boo people. We don't blow smoke up your ass. If you suck, nigga, you suck. Like, we not gonna sit here and tell you that shit was dope when it wasn't dope. And I think that's actually the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my career. That what's up, yo? What's up, Mike? But that's the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my career. Like somebody telling you that you suck. Smitty, what up? Somebody telling you you suck is the best thing that can happen to you, because you need that to really decide, like, especially being funny. Like, that's a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Really think about how to make people laugh. That's not an easy task. So I'm glad that when I was coming up, nobody was coddling me or holding my hand or telling me I was dope when knowing damn well I was mediocre at best.
Well, definitely. So you basically went home and practiced, got better at your craft.
You can't, but see, here's the thing though, like as a comedian, you can't go home and practice. This is the only sport where you got to get better on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like a rapper, you could record as much music as possible and then realize, okay, I can get better by doing like this. I can get better. And you don't have to put the music out. Whereas as a comedian, you can only get better by getting on stage. There's no other way. You can't get better being at the house, talking to your friends. You can't be better. Like that doesn't do it, because your friends already know who you are. So you're going to make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? So, it's thousands of strangers that you don't know. Go ahead.
So did you ever like practice on your friends and family? Like, did you do shows for them in the living room? No, you never did that? Okay. So growing up, which comedians did you watch the most? Like, who did you have an influence at all?
No, and because when I was growing up, I wasn't into comedy. I was silly. So like, there's a difference between being silly and doing comedy. Like I wasn't into being I wasn't trying to be a comedian growing up. Like I mean, of course we all laughed at funny movies. So yeah, I laughed at Rush Hour. I laughed at, Blue Streak and, all those things. But like, I never like really paid attention to stand up until I got older.
Okay. So if I asked you your top 3 favorite comedy movies, do you have any?
Like specials or comedy movies, just in
general, like your top 3.
My top 3 comedy movies, like if we're just talking just like a movie that, I would say is probably House Party. Because I feel like it was a script, but it didn't feel like a script at all. Like I just felt like they was talking. Friday.
Okay, just about everybody.
Yeah, Friday, of course. And then probably and the Hangover is
actually, I like Hangover Part 2, but the first Hangover, like when I'm bored, my go-to is Hangover. Bad Boys 2 never gets old for me.
Don't get old for me either.
And Friday, I absolutely love that. Do you do any impersonations?
No, I do not, and I'm not even gonna try.
I was just about to put you on the spot and ask you to do your best one.
Yeah, nah.
So I did see, I was looking at your YouTube and I saw that your first time live was on TV was at Gotham. Was that your?
No, that wasn't my so here's the thing that pissed me off that day too, man. I never forget the dude. First of all,
that's how he introduced you too.
And he said my name wrong and all this. Like, I was mad, but I mean that was the first time that I was doing stand up on TV. Yes, that was the first time I was doing stand up on TV. Mm-hmm.
Were you nervous?
No, not really. A little bit at the beginning I was, but then I kind of settled down. And also my family was in the room, and like they were like really making it awkward for me. And I'm like, y'all, we taping. Like you gotta chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So
when you do stand up or your shows, do you ever get stage fright like before you go on stage? Never. Not a butterfly.
For what? If you get stage fright, you don't need to be doing this.
Okay, I mean, cause I mean, most people when they get ready to do something, it's like they're anxious. You don't get anxious.
And you know what the best part about it is, though? I
Yeah.
ain't most people. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so you're
And that's
different.
not even me being arrogant. Like that's a gift that you have to have. Just like I can't go out there and perform and play basketball, football, or baseball in front of thousands of fans because I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? And that's not a skill that I possess. But talking to people and or being in front of people and talking to me is a skill. You know what I mean? Everybody don't possess that. And I'm glad that God blessed me with the ability to not get overwhelmed. I mean, you all put it like this. I always get a little small butterflies in my stomach, but I always know I always know I came to work. I came to do business. And I know I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where that's why I say like it's a gift to be able to get in front of people. So I don't and people don't scare me.
Okay. So what's your routine like when it comes to getting ready for a show? Like right before, a show comes up, what is your routine? Like can you just walk me through? You don't have one?
I walk on stage. Like I think that, and I know you was probably expecting me to be like, I do this, and this. That's not the case. Now I will say, like, I do a lot of like one of the things that I do, and it's not really a routine, but like if I'm on the road, I'm in my room, I have to iron my clothes before I go on stage. I have to.
See,
like,
that's a routine right there.
But it's not really a routine because if I don't have to iron it, I don't iron. Like, you know what I mean? If I took my shit to the cleaners and it's already pressed, you know what I mean? But I mean, but I think everybody listens to music while they get dressed. Everybody listens to me. But other than that, I don't really have like I gotta do this, I gotta have drinks, I gotta have soda, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. No, like one thing I don't do on stage before I go on stage is I don't drink soda or anything that can make me burp. You know
okay.
So I am cognizant of those things. So, I'm trying to before I go on stage, I try to, or if I have something on stage, it's water. It's something that I know won't affect my performance or affect my speech.
So have you ever had to use the bathroom while you was on stage?
No.
No?
No.
Go before you go.
No.
All right, so I want to talk about your podcast. So for those who are watching, he has a podcast, Advice from a F-Boy.
From a fuck boy. From a fuck boy.
Well, I'll let you say it.
Say it. Why can't you say it?
Because I'm trying to censor,
No, fuck that.
All right, Advice from a fuck boy.
Good. Talk. Censor?
How did you come up with that name? Like, where, like, what?
I don't know if Will Ferrell is still in here, but Will Ferrell, a friend of mine, I told him that name, I think 2-3 years ago. And I always thought about starting it. I just never, but the name, it's just something, it's provocative. There was no, and also I think that every guy has been a fuckboy at some point in their life, whether you're doing it now, whether you've done it in your 20s, whether you've done it.
You know it or not.
Yeah, like every guy has done it. Barack Obama at some point, I'm sure, was a fuckboy. And what we do,
don't talk about my president, man.
I'm not talking about him. I'm saying, like, there was a time he was 21 and he was fucking bitches. Like, what? Are you kidding me? He's smart, good looking, intelligent. He went to Harvard and Columbia. You fucking, like, who's that? I'm fucking.
Okay.
If a man walk up to me and tell me, oh man, I went to Harvard and Columbia, I'm gonna be the president one day, I'll be like, come on. No.
So how often do you record on your podcast?
Twice a week. Mondays.
So you consistently twice a week?
Consistently twice a week.
Okay. So I was listening to your podcast I think it was from yesterday, or you posted it today.
Mm-hmm.
And you was talking about relationships are not for immature people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote down a few things. I was trying to like keep up. But first of all, I just want to know, when does the promo code expire for Admin Eve? That was my first
expire. It doesn't expire.
Okay. Can you tell everybody, can you go ahead and plug it in really quick for everybody?
Okay. So yeah, if you want a dildo, or fellas, if you want a pocket pussy or a fleshlight, you go to www.adameve.com, 50% off sex toys. And it's free shipping too. All
right, and it never expires. That's probably the best part of it. But I was asking for a friend though.
No, you was asking for yourself.
All right, so let's get back into this topic. If you say relationships is for mature people. Okay, right. So one of the things I heard you say was about, age.
Real quick, shout out to my man Shang, man. Very, very dope comedian, man. Honestly, a legend, like a legend, comedy, like for real. I mean that. you know, I'm sure he's gonna get weird and be like, Clint, stop. But, but
he said relationships ain't for what he say, relationships ain't for no pump.
Not at all.
Hey, that I can agree with. So when you was talking about, you know, like being like 15 and 16 and dating, so do you think maturity?
Wait. I never said I was dating at 15 and 16.
No, I didn't say, you know, you had mentioned
okay.
People dating at that age, you know,
I'm sorry.
their relationships.
I apologize.
No, you're good now. So like relationships are trash, as you say, because they're immature dating. So does age necessarily play a part in maturity?
No,
Okay.
because maturity is a state of mind. It's
right.
Maturity is growing up. Maturity is realizing that it's not about you. And the problem is that a lot of people they date selfishly. They date with only themselves in mind, and you can't date like that, because at the end of the day, dating's not about you. And the moment that you grow up in life is when you realize that it's not about you. The day that I grew up was when I realized that my actions affected somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, anything that I do affects somebody else. Whether if I make an Instagram post, my mom got to answer to that. You know what I'm saying? My mom has to answer to that, or somebody. I don't just represent myself. I represent myself. I represent my city. I represent my family. I represent, you know. So my thing is that I don't think when I'm doing shit, I ain't thinking about just me. I'm thinking about how it affects everybody. So with that being said, you know, dating is not just about you. It's about both people. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that if you're just dating and you only care about yourself, then why the fuck what are we doing? So that's why I say dating is for the mature, and that goes for men and women.
So comedian Shane says, so women don't take accountability.
I really don't feel like having that conversation on this, because that'll turn into a podcast, and I ain't trying to do all that shit. Like,
all right, so
no, and you know what? Fuck it, we're here. and see, no, it's not some women. And first of all, Tia, when you say shit like, who have you been dealing with, that's super dismissive. Because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of women.
I didn't say that. Oh, you talking about other Tia?
It says Tia right there.
Yeah, I see. That's my friend.
A lot of women don't take accountability. When you poll men and ask them what is their number one issue in relationships or dating, it's women taking accountability. It's not all of y'all, and it's not some of y'all. Just like I know men are inconsistent. I'm not inconsistent. I've been inconsistent. I've done inconsistent stuff, but I can also tell you objectively that men are inconsistent. A lot of times we're consistent when we want to be consistent. So with that being said, I know that's a pitfall that plagues women when it comes to dating. So at the same time, okay, you take accountability, but your sis and them don't. Because and the reason why I know that is because you ain't, unless you fucking women or you dating women, you don't know what we go through, just like we don't know what you go through.
Well, since we're on the topic of dating, I'm gonna keep it going with another podcast episode. Yeah, I was all in your stuff. I'll be listening. So, you know, about asking the right questions on the first date, because apparently we need to stop asking favorite color and
why you ask. That's small
right.
talk.
That's like that's not important.
I'm not down with small talk.
So I wrote down some of these questions that you. So when you was like, you know, ask if they worship the devil, straight like that, you just. Do
you worship the devil? That's a very important question.
I mean, so do they have to be religious, or you just care if they worship the devil or not?
Say it again.
So do they have to be religious? Like, do you care like what they're?
No, you don't got to be religious. But if you worship the devil, my nigga, like I'm not trying to walk in and have no fucking exorcism. Like,
So some of the important questions to me that I feel like you should definitely ask your deal breaker questions. Because a lot of people will.
That's a deal breaker for me if you worship the devil.
Well, yeah, definitely for me too. My other would be, you know, I want to know if you want to get married. I want to know if you want to have kids. Like,
right, ask those questions.
But it seems like people are afraid to dig into that.
And here's the thing: I don't give a fuck about people being afraid. I don't give a fuck about people. I don't care. Like, I don't care about you. Like, when I'm asking questions when it comes to dating, yes, I'm doing it in a respectful and tactful way. But it's like, yo, we're on a date. We should be asking these questions because first of all, people don't even know what the fuck the definition of a date is. If you look up Webster's definition of a date, what it is basically what Webster says.
I mean, I can look it up and see what it says.
Webster's definition of dating of a date is when two people, not a man and woman, it could be anybody, when two people go out to find out if they have mutual romantic interest in each other. That's what a date is. to find out if two people are going out to find out if they have mutual romantic interest in it. So my thing is, if you say you don't want to get married on the first day, all right, then cool. And if I know that's something that I want, then why are we afraid to ask that question?
Because I feel like, because I was reading some comments on Facebook about this specific topic, and people were saying that they kind of scare people. Okay, what we talking about?
Your friend just did what Shang just did, and she don't even know she just did that. She said few men feel that's too forward. So let me
That's
ask
literally
you,
what I was about to say.
But watch this.
I was about to say that.
Watch this. Who you dating?
Who you? Is that question for me?
No, I'm because my thing is, when we said that women don't take accountability, the question was, oh, what kind of women y'all dating? I don't feel like that's too forward, but I know that there's men out there who feel like that's too forward.
Right. That's what I was about to say. A lot of people will feel like, oh, you coming on too strong.
Let's go back to why is it that when Shang said women don't take accountability, women had a problem with it, but now we're saying, y'all saying men don't feel like that's forward. It's like, oh, we should agree with that generalization. I'll wait.
Okay, so you waiting on that response. Let's see. That's what I asked my first time.
They don't have an answer for that. You don't.
But we're gonna wait on that podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe. Where can they find your podcast other than Apple Pods?
I mean,
everywhere.
That's the thing, man.
I listen to Apple Podcasts. I don't listen to
when it comes, you know where if you want to find something, you'll find it.
So okay, well, look up advice from
Apple,
the fuckboy.
Spotify, Google, blah blah blah, wherever podcast can be found. Stitcher, it's on the iHeart. It's on all platforms.
Okay, so we need this, since this is a more in-depth conversation. So another question that you had said that you was gonna ask: are they having sex? So my question for you is: do you mean on the first date? Or holding out for marriage?
Are you saving it for marriage?
Okay, because I did watch your what's it if men told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The episode when the guy, he spends all this money and he does all that, but she doesn't tell him up front, like, hey, I'm saving it for marriage. So is that something that guys really like on the first date? Like, that's in your mind? Like,
it's absolutely on our minds. Why wouldn't it be? Like, listen, let me tell y'all something.
Man. But why does sex have to be a conversation on the first?
I didn't know. If you're saving it for marriage, that's something I need to know. It's not about a conversation of sex. It's, are you saving it for marriage?
So that's how you ask straight like that?
I'm gonna be like, yo, like, what are you? Yeah, are you saving it for marriage? Absolutely. Because listen, man, I didn't ask you out because I'm like, oh shit, I saw her from across the room and I think that she got a beautiful, dope mind. No. I'm asking you out because I think you fine. And my thing is, it's like, yo, I know me, sex is a deal breaker. If you're waiting for marriage, I'm not the one for you. You said you should be asking deal breaker questions on the first date. I'm asking a deal breaker question, which is, are you saving it for marriage? I'm not asking you if you're fucking on the first date. I'm not asking you if you're fucking on the third date. I'm asking you, are you saving it for marriage? If you are, bye-bye.
Let's see. I don't know how to say her Instagram name, but she said, I'll say at a time that I was absent, no one wanted to date me because of that. Literally every new guy I met was like, nah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't find nothing wrong with that.
So, okay, but there's a difference. She said she was absent, so that doesn't necessarily mean.
But at the end of the day, if you know you want to have, see, this is what the fuck I'm talking about, yo. Like, women, y'all do this shit all the time, and y'all act like men are wrong for having y'all deal breakers. But when it comes to ours, it's like, oh, that's a problem. Like, women, let me ask you a question, right? How many women, honestly, keep it a buck?
Is this question for me or the people?
Okay, I'll ask you. Are you dating a nigga that working at Burger King?
No.
Okay, so if y'all going to date, you find out the motherfucker work at Burger King. He don't own the Burger King. He's just a regular shift hourly employee. You like, all right, cool.
Well,
and you're asking him his goals and his ambitions, and he don't have none. He just want to work at. He just want to operate the fries in the burger.
Okay, so that's a little different. Now, if he hold on, wait.
No. That's what you do. It's called semantics, sis. All right, don't play.
No, because I feel
this is a yes or no question.
Okay.
Are you dating a man at Burger King?
No, but why would you let me?
Because my thing is, I'm not just like you're not dating a man that works at Burger King. I'm not dating a woman. There's no gray area with that.
But she never said that she
I'm
would.
not, because, let me tell you something. I'm not, listen, I'm not on your time. That's the thing. Women think that I'm on your time. I'm not on your time. And you ain't on my time. We're on each other's time. So if you're telling me you abstinent and you don't know when then okay, go be abstinent with somebody else.
But you can't. Well, what if you really like her? You wouldn't be willing to wait.
I don't know you on the first date to really like you. I'm not trying to like you like that. If you say something that's a deal breaker, I don't like you. Just like if I tell you something that's a deal breaker, you're just mad because sex is a deal breaker. That's the bottom line. Your deal breaker, y'all just mad.
Oh, I'm not mad.
Y'all are mad. Y'all are mad. Women do be, because it's like, listen, I'm not here to play the sex game with you. All right? It ain't, just like Tia said. That's the first thing you said, Tia, that I agree with. It ain't for everybody. If you choose to be celibate or abstinent, it ain't for everybody. Why do I?
That's true.
Just because you abstinent, why do I got to be abstinent?
And that's literally completely your, like, it's your decision.
Right. That's why I said dating is for mature, because we can have that mature conversation without there being any issues. We can look each other in the eye like mature adults, and you say, hey, this is where I'm at in my life, and I say this is where I'm at in my life. And if we realize it's not a fit, all right, no harm, no foul. Like, we can have a mature conversation about sex. If I know sex is something that I need in a relationship or whatever we're doing, and you're saying that's not something, you said you're being abstinent for whatever personal reason that you have, I respect that. But I'm not going to be doing it. I'm just not. It's just like there's certain things you just not dealing with. It may not be sex. It could be anything. Like, are you okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have kids?
He doesn't. Me? No.
Okay. Do you have a cap on how many guys, not how many guys, do you have a cap on how many kids a guy can have?
Let's put it like this. I prefer.
Because you don't answer the question.
Listen, why are you doing me like this, man?
You're an excuse person, and for you to be a double,
I'm not making an excuse. You gonna let me? I'm trying to tell you, I prefer him not to have any. However, if he does, I really don't want him to go past 2. Honestly.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not, like, I went on a date with a girl. She said she had 3 kids. Guess what? Date over. Well, date wasn't over. We finished the date, but guess what? I won't see you again.
But see, and I'm not gonna necessarily excuse a person just because they have it. Like, it, to me, it depends on what the everything has a stipulation. You might have a guy that might have triplets and 1 baby mama. Okay, whatever. I know it was an extreme example, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not interested if you have X amount of baby mamas. I'm just not interested. Or you might have, and then also, if a guy has small kids, definitely not interested. Because don't try to talk to me and your baby is 3 weeks. So, no. What's the face for, Clint?
Because, man,
we gonna move on.
You are the queen of semantics. I've learned that. You are.
I'm glad we're getting to know each other. This is a great start.
You are the queen of semantics. Like, this is literally not. This is black and white.
Because you cannot put everybody into one box. Like, there's different situations for everybody. Like, you can't just put one size. There's not a one size fit all.
But my thing is, I don't care about how many baby dads you got. You got 3 kids. I don't want to deal with
that. And that's fair. That's your choice.
So my thing is that all right. Because let me ask you this: what are your deal breakers?
So, if he does not want to get married, deal breaker.
Okay, so if he don't want to get married, like, after this date, it ain't happening no more, right?
It's not happening because.
So what's the difference between me saying I don't want to deal with somebody who don't want to have sex?
Okay, hold on, because there is a difference. Because
is it? What's the difference?
Okay, so at the end of the day, it's gonna sound like there is no difference, but
I'm listening.
I want to
change my mind. Because
you are so funny to me. All right. So I don't want to waste my time or yours trying. Hold on. Wait a minute, Clint. I don't want to waste my time or yours trying to convince you to get married. Hold on. You know what? We're about to skip this topic because we'll be here all night.
I'm laughing because you proved my point.
But she's not saying she's never going to have sex. She's just saying she'll have sex when she get married. If somebody don't want to get married, they don't want to get married, period. She didn't say she never wanted to have sex. She said she don't want to have sex before you put a ring on it, period. Like, I don't understand.
Wait. No. Toy said that.
Who?
Toy said that. Fine ass Toy said that. She said that. I'm not, me and Fine, I mean, that's another story, but me and Fine ass Toy aren't dating, right? So her and I have never been on a date for there to even be like that conversation. But like when we're on you brought up the conversation. When we're on a date, right? And I said, a girl says to me, all right, she said, Toy said she was asking. I asked the last time, okay, one date I went on, we had the conversation about sex. And she said, I am saving it for marriage. That is a deal breaker for me because I don't want to waste your time and you ain't going to waste my time. And I'm not going to try to convince you to do otherwise. Just like you're not trying to convince me to want to have kids or get married, right? That's your deal breaker. The problem is you don't like my deal breaker because you feel like it's shallow. Say that.
I personally don't feel like your deal breaker is shallow. I just
but then there's no honestly, then if that's the case, then there's no difference between somebody saying I don't want to get married and I'm not waiting for marriage. They're both called deal breakers, and both of them.
Yeah, they're deal breakers, but I just feel like it's still somewhat of okay. They both deal breakers. We're gonna move on because we're not about to spend an hour going back and forth about deal breakers.
I got time today, sis.
I got time too.
So then,
hold on, what?
No, everybody's just agreeing with me except one person.
I mean, I technically didn't disagree with you. I was just saying that just because someone says that they want to wait till marriage, that I mean, whatever. Okay.
If you're saying you want to wait till marriage, that means you're not having sex until you get married. I want to have sex before I get married.
Well, maybe you might be the one to change your mind. You know?
I'm not changing nobody's mind. I'm for that shit.
All right, I want to talk. Okay. So we know that you're a comedian. You also do production work and writing. So how did you get into that transition? Like, how did you?
I got tired of going on auditions and being told no. So at some point, you can either complain about your situation or you do something about it.
That's fair enough.
You know, so I'm not going to sit here and complain about why I'm not getting this role or not getting that role or why this isn't happening for me when I can go out there and I know I'm just as talented as any of these other motherfuckers that's creating shit. So let me figure out what I want to do and create what I want to create, and then we go from there. And that's really where I came from. Like I got tired of going on auditions. LA is a very hard city because you got to remember right here where we are, LA, this is like, I don't care what anybody says, like this is varsity. Like literally, like I'm going out, I'm literally like, think about it, like somebody like comedian Shane, like we could be on the same show. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like we could be at the Improv one night and we're at the same show. And he's a, you know, I don't know, I mean, he's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? And I got to come out there and I got, you know, like there's all of us competing for the same spots. So instead of us competing for the same spots, let me create the spot. So
what was the first show that you wrote or produced? Like, what was your first one? You remember?
Yeah. So the first thing I ever wrote was a movie. It was called Game Night. And ironically enough, it was about like, this guy and a girl, they met at a game night and they ended up falling in love. The movie was awful, but I just knew it was something that I had never done before. Like I wrote a script. And then when I said, okay, I can write a script. All right, let me write another one. But the first one that actually like really that got picked up was I had this show called It's Complicated. It's called It's Complicated. It's a romantic comedy. We shot a pilot 2 years ago. It got picked up. What ended up happening was my co-star in the show is Lauren London. Right when we were about to film, everything that happened with Nipsey happened. So she was in no space to be filming. She was in no space to be doing anything like that. And the project just got shelved. And it's still shelved to this day because we're not going to move forward without Lauren at all.
Okay.
The situation is like she's part of the reason why it got picked up. She's part of the reason why she was working with us. She was pleasant to work with, and I don't want to work with anybody else in for that role. So
respect.
You know, and I'm not going to put a time limit on her grieving, especially knowing what she's not knowing what she's going through, but going through grief of my own. you know, I know that, you know, that was, and the way that her husband or her man died was very traumatic. And I wanted to say, like, look, man, we got you, you know, bottom line. We don't turn our backs on each other.
So do you have a favorite show that you've written or produced? Anyone you love them all the same?
Nah, it's work out here, man. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't think Michael Jackson has a favorite album. Not to say that I'm Michael Jackson, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think a lot of, like, you just have fun. You just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So your shows, I think, was a First Date, First Time, and The Scratch. So those all seem to be all about dating. So when you do these type of shows, are you speaking from like
Yeah.
experience? Okay, so all this stuff, the stuff that you've been through,
Yes.
or is it just
Absolutely. No, it's just,
okay?
yeah. Or and of course it's embellished, but yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, I didn't know if it was just like comic relief for those who are facing those same type of
No, a lot
situations.
of people. A lot of times when people write, a lot of times it comes. Sometimes, a lot of times it can come from personal experience.
So most of your material is just your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you are doing the if men lie, I mean if men would tell the truth. What's it called? If men told the truth. Yeah. So if men told the truth. All right. So here's where it kind of to me is very interesting. So that's my question. If men told the truth, why wouldn't you just tell the truth? Why is it if men told the truth?
I mean, that's what I got a whole podcast for. You know, that's literally what I have a whole podcast for. Like, you know, it's not even that if men told the truth. It's honestly, well, it's not, I mean, I think you're looking at it literally instead of looking at it figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Like if we said we're honest, we're just not that brutally honest like you saw in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of us. We want to say that, but we can't say that because we know y'all gonna get upset. Y'all gonna be like, oh.
Well, some of them, yeah, you know, some were like, oh, very over the top honest. But one that I watched in particular about the "What are we doing?" question, I feel like that one in particular, men should be upfront in the beginning, like how you upfront straight told the girl
I
if she
think we
not.
both should be. Everybody should be upfront.
Yeah, so that and that was pretty much my next question. Do you plan to do a follow up if women?
Those videos were like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
I know they're old, so I'm
What
asking,
I'm
would
saying,
you ever consider?
so when I say that, you say, do I plan on doing anything follow up? I'm saying they're old. They're like 3-4 years ago. And my thing is like, people were asking me like, yo, keep doing it. I'm like, yo, like, no, man, I'm not, I'm going to keep challenging myself, mentally. And, cause my thing is writing is about being, it's a certain flex of your brain. Like you gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is
That
like,
growth.
and I'm going to always continue to evolve as a content creator. So why would I keep making the same stuff over and over again? Let's try a new sound. Let's try something new. And if we fail, all right, whatever.
Well, I was more so thinking about from a woman's perspective. If
No,
women,
why do I need to make something from a woman's perspective? I'm not a woman. Y'all got Lena Waithe, Issa Rae, all that. Y'all need me.
I was just talking
I mean,
about
I
writing
can't. I don't
and
tell
producing.
I'm not even gonna produce it. That's not because I don't believe in it. I don't
Okay.
Because I mean, my thing is I care about your perspective, but I'm not going to tell your story. Black women should be telling Black women's stories. Bottom line.
Understandable. I get that.
I don't tell Black women's stories because when I'm writing stuff, and if I have to get a Black woman's perspective, I call my Black women writer friends, and we all get together and we say, she'll say, and like my friends will say, or like one girl in particular, her name is what's her name? Oh my God, Nakia Stevens. She's a producer, writer, whatever, and we're working together. We were working together on a project, but COVID happened, so we had to table it. But one of the things that she would say when we were in meetings writing was, yo, she wouldn't say that, or she wouldn't say it like that, or girls don't talk like that. I wouldn't know. You know why I wouldn't know? Because
You're not a girl.
I'm not a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I leave that to y'all.
Okay.
So any dating perspective that I ever tell is usually from the man's perspective, because a lot of times we don't open up about our feelings and what we really think about dating. And there's not a lot of shows on TV really talking about dating from the man's perspective. Think about it, like Living Single and Girlfriends were all they're women,
yeah.
They're women based. Like there's even movies like The Brothers wasn't really about dating. It was just about men just coming of age. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with The Wood. but there's guys don't really hone in and talk about like what we go through on the dating scene, because at the end of the day, we got to suck it up.
Okay, I mean, I feel that. Thought I would ask though. But all right, so let's talk about World of Spades.
World of Spades.
World of Spades. Yep.
That's what it's called. It's called the World of Spades.
Okay, I'm sorry. The World Series of Spades.
I'm just giving you.
Just get me right today. Get me right. All right. Well, can you first tell me how did you come up with the idea? Like, where did the idea come from?
I was at my man's house. He's a comedian too. His name is Leonard Oots. He's from Virginia. I was with him. It was him, my cousin, and Rito Brown. And we was there and we were playing, and they got on my nerves so bad. Like it was a lot of shit talking. Like, we whooped their ass, but it was just like I wanted to fight these dudes because they were talking so much shit, you know, and not like really fighting, but like it got heated. But then I left that day and I was like, yo, this will make great content for TV. And you know, so I had that idea. That was back in January, and then February we made it happen. Like, I'm not one to talk about shit, man. If I got an idea, we're gonna do it. And that's the problem. That's the difference. If anybody walks away from this interview today, I want you to take one thing away from me. Don't take the fuckboy shit away. Don't take away deal breakers. Take this away. Stop talking about your ideas and fucking do it. Like, put your plan into action. Stop shoot. Like Nas said it best, man. Don't shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times, a lot of y'all be talking about, I want to start a podcast, and I want to do this, and I want to. No, you don't. You don't really want to do it, because if you want to do it, you fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, you do it. So I'm not, I like, so when I have an idea, or if I say to myself, like, yo, like, I want to do this, like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So then we did it.
So how long did it take you to film it?
2 days.
You said how many days?
2.
Oh. So the people who were on the show, how did you get them? Are they your friends? Did they have the audition? Did they have to have talent?
One was my friend. See, here's what people here. My man Mez know. One thing that people need to realize is that, so Spades, since it's kind of like, it wasn't a reality show. What's up, Juice? It's not a reality show, but it's not fake either. So it's not scripted. And what people don't realize is that just because you know how to play spades doesn't mean you'll do good on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people get in front of the camera and they freeze up. So honestly, just a lot of people, it was just a casting thing. Like, hey, I need people to play spades tomorrow. Who's good? Who knows how to play? And those people came through, and we was able to get a show.
So I was looking at some of the comments on YouTube, and somebody asked, were you and Herman twins? So was it your idea to commentate and like play?
No. So the idea was I was only supposed to play, and then we filmed the commentating about 5 months later. So we didn't film the commentating until like July.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't film that till July, and I mean, it was just an ode to my father. That's it. And not even just an ode to my father, but we had somebody drop out, and it was just like, who else we gonna get to do it? And I was just like, I'll do it on myself.
So I see some people in the comments are saying they might be the only Black people who know how to play spades. So with this show, do you think for people who don't know how to play spades, will they be able to pick it up just by watching the show?
You should be able to, if you're observant, yes, you can pick up and learn how to play. I learned how to play poker by watching the World Series of Poker.
I don't know how to play poker. Well, actually, I do, just a little bit, but I'm more of a blackjack type of person. So on the show, it seems like some of them are kind of like rookies, so they didn't have to have
only one person was a rookie, and we didn't know that he didn't know how to play until he kind of showed up. I think that. But he did us a really big favor. Like, he came through. Because a lot of people dropped out of the show last minute.
Okay.
And he filled in, and I appreciate it. I really do.
I was just about to ask you, do you think that spades is a game that you literally can just pick up? Because I noticed that he said that he literally didn't know how to play. He just started,
But when you watch, the show has 16 episodes, so I think only 5 is out right now. The 3 is on YouTube, and then 5 is on Amazon Prime right now. He gets significantly better as the show goes on, because again, Spades, you got to make mistakes. Like we all make mistakes. I mean, not the mistakes he was making, but we got to make mistakes. And then just to be completely transparent, I played with Patrick the other day, and we won.
Okay, well, practice makes perfect, and Spades is a strategic game too. So you definitely, the more you play, you can pick up on strategies. And I personally don't like playing with anybody. So did you pair them, or do they get to pick their own partner?
I didn't pair anybody. What we chose, and I'll show it on episode, I think 7, how the teams were picked. So it was just a random draw, and that's how teams were picked.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen the rest of them. You said it's 3 on YouTube and what, 5 on Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. So how often do you upload them? Every week?
We gonna upload them every week. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so excuse me, sorry. So what's next for you? So is this are you coming out with more shows? Are you gonna think about a season 2 for World Series of Spades, or what you thinking?
We're gonna do a season 2 of World Series of Spades. I have another show that I'm gonna drop on Amazon Prime right after the World Series of Spades is done. And we go into production of that very, very, very soon. And then next year, when this whole thing clear up, I'll go back on the road.
All right. Well, that's about my time. I really appreciate you for sitting down speaking with me. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Well, somebody said you let old buddy win, by the way.
He was on my team, so how do you let somebody win on your team?
I'm just the messenger.
I read it. Allen Iverson stepped over it.
Oh. Okay, well, again, thank you so much, Clint. I've enjoyed you. For everyone who's watching who does not know, Clint has a podcast out, Advice from a Fuckboy, available everywhere. The World Series of Spades, available on YouTube, Facebook Watch, and Prime. And I did see that you have a podcast for World Series of Spades. So you're gonna pretty much recap after each episode. Okay.
We bring some of the people who were on the show or whoever. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's dope. Well, again, I'm Tia. I'm owner of Tea with Tia, and we are on Talks with Tia right now. And that is my time. Thank you so much, Clint, and I'll talk to you later.
For sure.
All right. Bye-bye.